In this video, I will explain a summary of word material I have learned in an English course and the challenge faced in learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. Preposition. Preposition is a word that shows in relationship between an object and other words in a sentence. This word can indicate the time, place, and logical relationship between one object with another object. Types of preposition include preposition of place and preposition of time. Preposition of place is a preposition used to refer to the place where something or someone is located. There are three of the most preposition of place, but they can be used to discuss an almost endless number of places. At a preposition of place used to discuss a matter. Example: Peter is waiting for you at the cinema. In a preposition of place, this is used to discuss, close, space or indicate the position of objects or people in a place or room. Example: I have a meeting in M.Hum next week. On a preposition of place used to be discussed a surface or indicate the position of an object that has a surface. Example: someone has spilled wine on this menu. Preposition of time is the same word as preposition of place, but both are used in different ways. The preposition discusses time. At preposition of time is used to discuss house, holidays and festival, and other very specific time frames like dinner time. In this type is used to discuss the month, season, year, century, general time of day, and a longer period of time, like in the past or future. On this type of preposition is used to discuss certain days of the week, certain dates, and special days, like on New Year's Eve. Derivative is in economics are all agreements or instruments whose values come from and depend on the underlying assets or underlying objects of the transaction. Derivative in economics are related to transaction where the nature of the transaction is presented in terms of or future, option, swap, and warrant. Future financial contracts that require buyers to buy assets or sellers to sell assets, such as physical commodities or financial instruments, at predetermined future dates and prices. 2. Option a financial derivative that represent contracts sold by one party or option writer to another party or option holder. 3. Swap. Swap is a derivative contract in which two parties exchange financial instrument. This instrument can be anything, but most swaps involve cash flow on notional amounts agreed by both parties. 4. Warrants is a derivative that gives the right but not the obligation to buy or sell a security, usually equity, at a certain price before it expires. The price at which the underlying security can be bought or sold is called the strike price. Various number. There are various types of number in it. 1. Cardinal number. Cardinal number means all numbers that indicate the number. Cardinal numbers are usually used for telephone numbers, years, time, money, decimals, percentage. Telling the time. Telling the time is divided into two, namely. Classical system is the minute are said first before the hour. Digital systems is generally more practical. Reading the numbers in the order indicates the time. Saying the years. For the years, it is usually better to say them in pairs. Money is price and cost. Ordinal numbers. Ordinal numbers are numbers in English in the form of levels such as first, second, third, fourth, and so on. Ordinal are usually used for dates, ranking items, and functions. Giving requests, advice, recommendations. Phrases used to give request, suggestion, recommendation to others. Example: get me a taxi, will you? Alright, I will. Could you make a call about our order? Yes, certainly. Some example of recommendation: we ask you to consider our recommendation, or if you don't mind, we could. Some example of suggest replies: won't you, or certainly, or I will. Correspondence. Submission of intent through a letter from one party to another party on behalf of the position in a company or organization, and can be on behalf of individuals. Inside there. Email interpret where there are rules before sending emails to others, whether it's email for business or formal or informal interest. For example, smiley is used in personal email and is not suitable for business. Formal and informal style. When we send emails to friends, we often use informal style because not too worried about spelling, using capital letters, not using correct punctuation, and so on. And sometimes using abbreviations in messages. But if you want to write your business email, you must ask correct function. You cannot use abbreviations in your message and so on, so that the message you want to convey can be understood and understood. Emails between friends and business partners are something written like telegrams, with words that don't need to be left behind. For example, subjects and adjective verbs E or B, have, will, can sometimes be ignored. Our subject and organization sometimes be ignored. Balance sheet and income statement. Balance sheet shows the company's financial condition at a certain time. The balance sheet follows the asset equation. Liabilities plus owner's equity. Assets are economic resources owned by a company that are usually calculated in units of money. Debt obligation that must be paid by company with money or can be with service at any given time. Equity is a right that is owned by a company. The amount of assets must equal the amount of liabilities plus owner's equity. The profit or loss statement describes the results of a company's operation over a certain period of time. That way, the profit or loss statement describes a success or failure of operation in a company in finding or achieving its targets. In it consists of three main components such as income, cost, profit, means debt. Income is the flow of money received or can be with others assets received by the company from one of the consumers. This is a result of the sale of company goods. Not only that, the company can also provide service to consumers. Cost is one of the basic prices of goods or products and also service. What is sold by a company by its customers to get or generate income. Profit or loss is the difference between the cost of more or less than the operational cost or initial capital. Definition of accounting. Accounting is the process of identifying, measuring, and communicating economic information to report business activities. This information is financial and is usually stated in monetary terms. Bookkeeping in accounting is a mechanical process that records the economic activities of a business. And accounting is in charge of analyzing and interpreting financial information, preparing financial reports, conducting audits, designing accounting system, preparing special and financial studies, preparing budget reports, and providing tax service. Collocation. Collocation is words that combine to form a unity of meaning. Economic terms that often appear in accounting books or financial statements are in the form of collocation. Example of collocation in English: public accounting, management accounting, etc. For example, collocation with keyword accounting, adjective plus keyword. Example, case accounting book. The challenges I face in studying online during COVID-19 pandemic. 1. Assignment given by the lecturer. Because all learning methods become online, it is not uncommon for lecturers to provide material and assignment to fill the gap of time during self-quarantine. Every student, including me, also objected to the fact that there were tests that doubled than usual. We were definitely overwhelmed, and the learning process was not optimal. 2. Interference with internet network. In addition to the large number of assignments given by the teaching lecturer, there are also constraints about the material delivered, which is sometimes not understood. Perhaps because of the limited time available, the opportunity to ask questions become very limited. Internet networks from different providers are also and becomes obstacle to online lectures. Exposure to the material provided is often interrupted due to the internet network being less stable. So the lecturer sometimes provides learning material in the form of soft copy, and therefore I have to read it again to better understand the material presented. 3. Quota or data plan use. Because of the online lecture system, my luck for me because at home there is no Wi-Fi available. I have to spend money to buy quotas or data packages. In conducting online lectures using applications such as Zoom, it is certain to take up a lot of quota or data packages from previous use. 4. Time discipline still applies. Some of the lecturers who are disciplined with time, unstable internet network are also one of the obstacles. So sometimes it's too late to be online in attending lectures.